Can a diabetic eat carrot? Carrot is good or bad for diabetes patient? Carrots are one of many sources of beta-carotene, which is the main ingredient is forming vitamin A in the body because it implies reached up to 7,000 micrograms. Carrot energy levels are relatively low, so it's good for people who are in low-calorie diet. Chemical constituents in the form of carrot's root contains alkaloids, essential oils, limonena, pyrrolidine, while the seeds contain Tiglath acid, azaron, and bisabol. That is why carrots touted as vegetables are good for diabetic patients. But is that true? Are carrots good for diabetics? 1. Carrots are high in calcium to normalize the pancreas to produce insulin. 100 grams carrots contains 157 milligrams of calcium, or 16% of daily value, if the daily requirement is 2,000 calories. The amount of calcium in carrots is higher when compared to milk, which is at only 125 milligrams on 100 grams. Recent research suggests that vitamin D is critical for the islet cells in the pancreas to secrete insulin properly. Vitamin D can be obtained from sunlight. But not everyone was able to meet the needs of vitamin D and DV. Research has shown that individuals with the lowest levels of vitamin D in their blood having problems in handling sugar and have a greater risk of developing diabetes. To process the absorption of vitamin D from a variety of sources, including sunlight and tuna, our body needs calcium. Through urine, besides sugar, some calcium is also discharged. Strengthening calcium deficiency can end in symptoms of diabetes. 60% of diabetic patients suffering from osteoporosis because of that lack of calcium is also a serious problem with diabetes. Diabetics should pay more attention to the provision of calcium through food or other sources to restore the organ's vital functions, mainly the pancreas. 2. Carrots are rich in vitamins and minerals that are good for diabetic. It is interesting that carrot has nutrients such as vitamin B1, B2, B12, pantothenic acid, vitamin C, pantothenic acid, vitamin C, protein and potassium can stimulate the production of insulin in the body. 3. Vitamin A or retinol. Vitamin A is responsible for cell growth, protect against free radicals, improve vision, strengthen the immune system in combination with vitamin in the body, which increases its biological activity. Vitamin A is an antioxidant effective to help converts beta-carotene, which reduces the risk of blindness in diabetics. 4. Vitamin B3. Vitamin B3 or niacin is found in the form of nicotinic acid and nicotinamide. The active form of coenzyme is essential for the function of hundreds of enzymes and normal metabolism of carbohydrates, fats and proteins. Vitamin B3 should be included in the list of vitamin diabetes. Researchers stated that neuropathy is triggered by abnormally high blood sugar levels. Also have suggested that people with diabetes have high levels of vitamin B3 are very low. Thus, regular intake of this vitamin is recommended for all patients with diabetes to keep the early neuropathy. 5. Vitamin C for diabetics. Vitamin C may also be included in the list of vitamins diabetes. The study states that when the level of vitamin C in the blood increases, the level of sorbitol will automatically decrease. Sorbitol is a sugar which is harmful if present in large numbers. For example, in the case of type 1 diabetes patients, sorbitol can lead to serious health complications, which are still associated with diabetes. And of course, this has a greater risk than retinopathy, neuropathy, and kidney damage. In the case of people suffering from type 2 diabetes, increased levels of vitamin C may play an important role in reducing their glucose intolerance. Thus, vitamin C is very important to be included in the vitamin list of diabetes. 6. Vitamin E or alpha-tocopherol. Research has shown that a low concentration of vitamin E was associated with 3.9 times the greater risk to diabetes. Vitamin E reduces oxidative stress, improving membrane physical characteristics and glucose transport activity. This antioxidant promotes healing of diabetes. 7. High in mineral, magnesium. For diabetics, magnesium have a role in the metabolism of glycogen. Magnesium works together with vitamin B6 to help the metabolic processes in the cell. 8. High potassium. Diabetic ketoacidosis is a potential complication that can be life-threatening in patients suffering from diabetes mellitus. It occurs mainly for those people with type 1 diabetes, but it can also for those who suffer from diabetes mellitus type under certain circumstances. Genesis CAD, diabetic ketoacidosis. This often occurs in adulthood and elderly people with type 1 diabetes is caused because the CAD insulin deficiency, which can threaten the life of metabolism. Due to the beta cells in the pancreas cannot produce insulin, in addition to the hyperglycemia caused by hyperosmolarity. At the time of acidosis, loss of potassium in the body, even though the concentration in the serum is normal or increased due to migration of intracellular to extracellular potassium, serum potassium concentration will be right down to the administration of insulin and acidosis resolved. Dieting food for diabetic patient. People with diabetes should have a diet. Diet food is a series of ordinances eat considering the content of foods for diabetics. So the weight food and feeding types should based on the need. The aim is provide food as needed. Maintaining blood sugar levels to normal near normal. Maintaining weight becomes normal. Prevent the occurrence of too low blood sugar levels which can lead to fainting. Prevent complications. Terms diet. Energy needs are determined by taking into account of the need for basal metabolism by 25-30 kilocalories kilogram is normal, plus the need for physical activity and special circumstances, such as pregnancy and its complications. Cholesterol food is limited to a maximum of 300 milligrams day. Carbohydrates 60-70% of the total energy needs. The use of pure sugar is not allowed. When blood sugar levels are in control, it is allowed to eat pure sugar to 5% of the total energy needs. Fiber recommended 25 grams day. What condition that makes carrots dangerous for diabetics? Although the nutritional content in carrots generally good for diabetic patients, but carrots also high in sugar. It is dangerous for a diabetic patient. People with diabetics shouldn't be consume carrots excessively. Number of consume of carrot that recommended for diabetics is in a small serving, 1/4 cup per person, raw carrot juice. The other reasons carrots should be avoided is the glycemic index that is very high in sugar and carrots. The only difference is that sugar will cause an increase in blood sugar levels suddenly,